Hey YouTube, this is Teen Techie, and today I'm going to give you a complete guide on how to use Kami. So the first thing you have to do is download Kami, and in order to do that, all you have to do is open up a PDF in your Google Drive, and then you can click on Open With, and then you can click on Connect More Apps. You can either search up Kami, but for me it's already popping up, so just click on that, and then you click on Install. After you do that, you can click on Continue. It will ask you to sign into your Google account. Then it wants you to verify access to Google Drive and Google Classroom, so you can click on Allow. It will notify you that it's been connected. Now, in order to actually access your PDF through Kami, all you have to do is then go back to this Open With and then click on Annotate with Kami. Then it will open up a new web browser asking you to log in. For me, it's automatically logging into my Google account. And then you can click on Authorize Google Drive. Then you can click on your Google account once again and verify again. So now it's opened up my PDF through Kami. The first thing you'll notice is that in the left we have this menu bar, and this is where you'll be accessing all of the elements you need to annotate your document. So the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to add text. So all you have to do is go over here where it says text box and then click on that. Then it'll allow you to change the font size. And it will allow you to change the color as well. Then you can go ahead and click on the document and type whatever you like. And on the top, you can see all of these other elements that you can use to further customize your text. Another thing that you can do is actually add shapes. So I'm going to go click on that. And what that allows you to do is just add any shape that you'd like. I'm going to add a circle or an ellipse, and then you can then change the thickness, the opacity or transparency, and you can also again change the color. And if you want to customize your colors even more, you can click on this paint icon, and then it allows you to get access to all of these different colors. And if you want to customize it even further, you can actually use this, which has an area where you can insert a specific hex number. Something cool specifically for this circle element is that if you want to draw a perfect circle, because if you draw it just without any type of keyboard shortcut, it just doesn't automatically make it so that the width and the length are equal. If I click on Shift, it will give me a perfect circle, which is actually pretty cool. Another thing that you can do is if you click on select, you can select different elements and it will give you different options for each of them. Like for this one, it allows you to move it, rotate it, and even delete it. But for the circle element, it gives you all of the basic options, but it also gives you the ability to make it dashed as well. Something else that you can do is you can actually do freehand drawings. So if you go over here to drawing, change the thickness again, the opacity as well, and again the color. And then you can draw whatever you'd like. And if you'd like to erase it, all you have to do is go down to this eraser icon, and you can either have it selected on the drawings and shapes preferences or all annotations. I will just select all annotations. All you have to do is just click down and drag, and it'll just delete all of the elements that you want it to delete. Another cool element that you can add is markup, which is simply highlighting. So if you click on that, it'll give you several options like text highlighter, freehand highlighter, and even box highlighter. I will show you the box highlighter first. All you have to do is just drag a box and it'll highlight for you. And then if you want to undo, you can either do Command Z or Control Z, depending on what computer you have, or I believe there's an option whenever you select an element where you can actually click on just undo up there. Another option for markup is actually freehand, where you can just highlight like that, just with freehand. Right, so another element is comment. So you can click on this comment, especially as a teacher, it's good if you want to annotate, if you want to highlight different parts of the student's document. So you have this text comment option. You can change the color, whichever color you'd like. I'll go with blue again. And then you just click on wherever you'd like in the document. Like for instance, if you want them to change the text, you can click there and it'll add the comment for you there, and you can type in whatever you like. And then whenever you're ready, you can click on enter. And in order to then go back and edit that comment, you can just double click and allow you to edit, or you can delete the comment with this trash icon. So the last thing I'm going to show you from here, and then I'll show you the other cool features over there that you can use, is the select feature. So there are actually different options that you can choose. For this select option, this is just the normal one. But there's also the hand tool, and what that does is when you click on it, it will show you the menu for each respective element. But also what you can do is if you want to move different elements, you just have to drag on the edge like so, because when you start to drag with the middle, it's kind of harder to move the elements like that. That's not all of the features you have. There's actually a lot of cool features that you find. But before we go any further, guys, please make sure to subscribe to my channel. It really helps out a lot. So with this menu bar in the top right hand side, we've got several options. So the first one is to zoom in and out. So you can do that by clicking the minus or plus sign here. Minus sign to zoom out, plus sign to zoom in. But if you'd like to, you can actually click on this drop bar, and you can actually select whichever zoom option you'd like. And it's got these over here like automatic, actual size, fit page, etc. Then over here we got open file. So you can essentially open any type of file from your computer, etc. Another feature we have that is actually really cool is the Kami library. So if you open the Kami library, it actually has all sorts of templates that you can use, and they range for different subjects and different types, ranging from worksheets to activities and for different grade levels. But this is really cool because instead of having to create your own documents to hand out to your students, you can use all of these templates that they already have for you. So I'm just going to open this first template just so you can see. Then you can click on open with Kami, or you can even download it. And then you have this template, and you can actually share this with your students. If you go back to this file icon, another thing that you can do is open files from, shared files, Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, and Box. And something else that you can do is actually toggle between different files. So if I'd like to go back to the file that we were just on, and it will bring me back to this page, and I can actually close it there. Another thing that you can do is actually share this document so that multiple people can collaborate at once by clicking on this little icon here, and it will give you this link so you can copy it and share it. But another cool thing is that you share it using a QR code, which actually automatically copies to your clipboard. Similar to the way that you can change the sharing preferences for Google Docs, you can do that with Kami as well, and you can actually change other Google Drive share settings as well. And then over here, print icon, which is pretty self-explanatory, but you can print your documents here with this print, and you can save them. So you can just, if you click save, you can move it to your Google Drive, or you can actually download it and export it. Then over here, we got this download icon where if you click on it, you can actually download it either to your computer, Google Drive, or OneDrive, and then you can have different options over here for how you'd like to download it. In order to download, all you have to do is just click on this begin export. So the last thing is over here, we've got these lines here for the menu bar, and then it gives you a bunch of options here. You can look at document properties if that interests you, split and merge, you can restore annotations, delete them, and if you're wondering what if I want my document to be in landscape instead of portrait, and actually rotate it. So if you click on this, rotate clockwise, you can click on that and you will get a landscape. And in order to get back to portrait, just rotate counterclockwise. You can even have presentation mode where you can actually present the document, and to escape it, you just click on the escape button. And then you can have hide comments. You can just go here and click undo or redo. And the last thing you can do is actually edit the title. So if you want, you can change the title by double clicking it and then typing in whatever you like and then pressing enter. And then over here, you can actually select which folder, where exactly you'd like to put this PDF into your Google Drive, and then you can go ahead and do that. And then this is similar to the Command or Control F function where you just find different things in your document. And then over here, you can actually show a sidebar where you can show all of your pages, and you can see all the comments here and just toggle around using these. So if you thought this video was helpful, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. Also, if you have any questions, please comment down in the comment section below. I will respond as soon as possible. Thanks for watching.